Hi, my name is Broderick. I'm the Technical Training Manager for Eastern Acoustic Works, and I'm here to talk about the latest addition to our adaptive line of loudspeakers. You're all familiar with Anya by now, the world's first full concert scale adaptive system, and now we follow that up with the world's first adaptive subwoofer. Its name is OTTO. OTTO is a culmination of a lot of R&D. And what we've finally been able to do, as we do with Anya in the full range spectrum, we are now able to three-dimensionally adapt subwoofers in the same fashion. So here we have two of the enclosures. Basically, it's a double 18 enclosure. We use what's called offset apertures. So the drivers are basically mounted in the center of the enclosure, front and rear, or side to side, because the enclosure is absolutely symmetrical, so you can flip the subwoofers. The rigging will adapt in any orientation that you put the subwoofer. And we use the corners of the cabinets as the apertures for the sub-bass range. Now, just like its sister Anya, everything's internal. So the amplifiers are internal, DSP, networking is all done through Dante. And using our resolution software, you're able to define a venue space, implement the subwoofers into the software, and then you and the software will work together to come up with the best adaptive three-dimensional shape for the subwoofer energy. So let's have a couple of examples of that. Well, of course, it can do your classic omni, cardioid, hypercardioid, end-fire arrangements, but it can also fully three-dimensionally adapt to the venue as well. Another example would be putting a pile of subs on the left and the right of the stage. This would inherently cause a large power alley up the center. OTTO can deal with that, and it can actually take the power alley away from the center of the venue. Let's talk about the rigging a little bit. Of course, we can ground stack OTTO, but we can also fly in columns of 12 deep at a 10-to-1 design factor. Now, if you look at the rigging system, I don't think it could be any more easy than this. Basically, you have two components that are in play. You have the quick release pins, which are integral, and you have the handle for the latch assembly. So when you pull down another stack of OTTO and land it on top of another one, you basically pull out the latch handle and drop down the latch assembly and push back in the captive pin on the box. That's all there is to it. You do that on all four corners and you're ready to take out the next stack. You can land up to 12 boxes on the pallet that comes with every stack of 3. The pallet's designed to take the full weight of 12 boxes so that if you're landing all of these cabinets at the same time, you can easily take the cabinets apart without worrying about fracturing your wheel boards, your dollies. We have infrared sensors on all sides of the enclosure. When you physically assemble the enclosure in your venue, your space, and you fire up the resolution software that you use for modeling and networking, the system will feed back the infrared sensor statuses, and it will actually show you the configuration that you've physically built. So you don't have to go in and do independent assignments for each enclosure and recreate in the software what you did physically. The software is already going to know the configuration because of the IR sensors. IR sensors also have LEDs built into the centers, so if you need to find a unique cabinet for any reason, you can highlight that cabinet and it'll show up its daylight LED. Also, in every enclosure, there's a built-in measurement microphone. Just like Anya, OTTO can self-test, and it can tell you whether or not the status of the drivers is good and in line with the factory-derived QC curves that are stored inside the modules. And it also has data logging, so as the system is in operation, it's constantly monitoring itself, making sure that all the system status is good, temperature, impedances, all that sort of thing. If you have a failure of a component, if you have a failure of an amp channel, there's a battery-operated test button on the enclosure that you press, and if it turns green, you're good to go. No errors were logged. If it turns red, you would log in with the software and go in and check and see what the error that actually occurred. Power soft amplification, 2 channels, 1 for each 18-inch driver, 1,700 watts per channel, and networking is all done through Dante. We have a primary and the redundant backup network, but you can also feed in AES and analog into the subwoofers for a variety of configurations. True 1 PowerCon connector, it's got a 20 amp connector on each one of the systems, and one of the really cool things about OTTO for those that already use Anya is that the distro racks cabling, fan outs are all identical for both systems. So you don't have to buy a completely unique set of equipment to power Auto over Anya. Fly bars travel on the top of the stack. There is absolutely no external rigging. So when you roll in, you just pick your bumper stacks and fly those out and then continue to build down below that. All in all, it's a huge leap forward for the industry. Something that we've been wanting for a long time. You can forget about the Excel spreadsheets now and the slide rules and all the other tricks of the trade for designing subwoofer deployment, and now you can look to Auto and the accompanying software and resolution to create fully three-dimensional subwoofer wavefronts in your venue. So the Auto subwoofer is scheduled to ship in the fall of this year, and we're truly excited about it. It's moving along quite briskly, and we're all really, really excited about it, as well as upcoming tours that we have.